What did the UNSC do wrong to the insurrection, or I should say to the outer colonies to start the insurrection? Now, this is a really good point of clarification for two things. Firstly, whenever I speak about the insurrection, no matter what side I'm talking about, whether it be the insurrectionist's point of view or the United Earth government's point of view, inevitably there are comments saying, oh well, blank side did nothing wrong, or blank side is only good then, even though in that video I say, both sides did wrong. Halo is a gray universe. Very rarely is something totally good or totally bad. There is not a good guy in this situation. Secondly, when it comes to the insurrectionist war, we have minuscule levels of detail. We only have a few key fights. We only have a few vague ideas of why it started and how it started. But to say something like this comment, that if Mickey's parents were fighting for the insurrection, they were fighting a good and noble cause, is just flat out incorrect. Because really, we don't know a whole lot about the insurrectionist cause, but we do know they killed themselves in a terroristic act, trying to kill innocent people, so not very noble. It's also very important to point out that one group's reason for revolting against the UNSC and the UEG are going to be different from another group's reason, and that the insurrectionists were never a united front despite one of their groups being called the United Rebel Front. Many people claim that the incident of Far Isle, where the UNSC basically nuked an entire planet into oblivion, as being the start of the insurrection. That is not the case. Far Isle was nuked in response to the insurrection, so it could not have been the beginning. Now, for what this video is about, there are outer colony protests that were being dealt with by force by the UEG. There were insurrectionist leaders being assassinated or arrested and interrogated, which is just a nicer way of saying tortured. Obviously the Far Isle incident, but really to me the Spartans are probably one of the most disgusting things the UNSC and the UEG ever did to the outer colonies. Spartan 2s were almost exclusively taken from outer colonies, with an exception of like George, who was from Reach, which is an inner colony, but for the vast majority of them, there were outer colony children taken for the express purpose of killing their neighbors. Spartan 3s were selected a little bit differently, but it's still sort of a moral gray area. I'll just say that it was a lie and as such wrong. Spartan 3s were selected by a gene study, and the way the UNSC got all of these kids' genes was by doing a fake vaccine throughout all of human-controlled space. Now, when it comes to things that the UEG did wrong to the insurrectionists and that the insurrectionists did in retaliation, it is not good. That list is very long.